discussing the AC series or the universal motors. The topics to be covered are construction of the AC series motor, AC series motor operation, EMFs induced in AC series motor, its equivalent circuit and phasor diagram, and its performance characteristics and application. Now this is how series motor looks like. The AC series motor construction. Here you can see the construction of the AC series motor. This is how the AC series motor looks from the inside. You have got a magnetic material with a laminated core, and the field winding is being bound on the core, and by the tape it has been pulled towards the backward so that it does not touch the commutator. Now inside there is the similar armature as it is in the DC series motor. Therefore we call it as an AC series motor because its operation is similar to the DC series motor. You have got the field and you have got the armature with the commutator and brush arrangement, but it runs on the AC supply, hence we call it as an AC series motor. The remaining accessories remains the same, that is your bearings, end connection, fan, those are the same. Now AC series motor operation. An ordinary DC series motor when connected to an AC supply will rotate and exert an unidirectional torque because the current flowing both in the armature and the field reverses at the same time. Here the torque developed is not of constant magnitude but pulsates between 0 and the maximum value for the each half cycle. But the performance of such a motor will not be satisfactory for the following reasons. The alternating flux would cause excessive eddy current loss in the yoke and field cores will become extremely heated. The vicious sparking will take place at brushes because of the huge voltage and current induced in the short-circuited armature coils during the commutation period. The power factor is low because of high inductance of the field and the armature circuits. So some changes will be required. However, some changes must be made in a DC motor to operate satisfactorily on the AC supply. The changes affected are: the eddy current loss can be reduced by laminating the entire iron structure of the field cores and the yoke. Hence, an AC series motor requires a more expensive construction than a DC series motor. By reducing the magnitudes of the field and armature winding reactances, power factor can be improved. The field reactance is reduced by reducing the number of turns on the field windings. This reduces the voltage drop across the field winding. Now for a given current, it will reduce the field MMF, which will result in the reduced air gap flux. This will tend to increase the speed but reduce the motor torque. So a high field flux is obtained by using a low reluctance magnetic circuit. So to obtain the same torque, the number of armature turns need to be increased proportionately. This results in increased inductive reactance of the armature so that the overall reactance of the motor will not be significantly decreased. Now here you can see we have got the compensating winding. So now the increased armature MF can be neutralized effectively by using a compensating winding. In conductively compensating motors, the compensating winding is connected in series with the armature, whereas in the inductively compensated motors, the compensating winding is short-circuited and has no interconnection with the motor circuit. It will be only connected by the electromagnetic induction between the armature and the winding supply. The compensating winding acts as a short-circuited secondary of a transformer, for which the armature winding acts as a primary, and the current in the compensating winding will be proportional to the armature current and 180 degrees out of phase with it. AC series motor operation. There is considerable sparking between the brushes and the commutator when the motor is used on the AC supply. It is because the alternating flux establishes high currents in the coil short-circuited by the brushes. When the short-circuited coils break contact from the commutator, excessive sparking is produced. This can be eliminated by using high resistance leads for connecting the coils to the commutator segments. Generally, all DC motors are provided with the commutating poles for improving commutation, but in an AC series motor, the flux produced by the field winding is alternating and it induces voltage by transformer action in the short-circuited armature coil during its commutating period. Therefore, the field winding associated with the armature coil undergoing commutation acts as the primary, and the armature coil during its commutating period acts as a short-circuited secondary. It's only during the commutation and the commutating coil is acting like this, not the other coils, because there are multiple coils on the armature. Only the coil which is undergoing commutation we are talking. The transformer action produces heavy current in the armature coil as it passes through its commutating period and results in vicious sparking unless the transformer voltage is neutralized. So one method which is often used for large motors consists of shunting the winding of each commutating pole with a non-inductive resistance. So what are the EMFs induced in the universal motors? As the armature current alternates, the field polarity alternates in phase with it, and as a consequence the torque developed will be proportional to the phi flux into the armature current. It is unidirectional with a pulsating component above the average value. The pulsating component of the torque is filtered out by the rotor and the load inertia so that the speed pulsations are almost negligible. Means the pulsating torque will be produced, but because of the rotation of the motor you won't be able to feel it. The necessity of the laminating the stator poles and the yoke is indicated by the alternating flux it is required to carry. The armature current produces a cross flux along the quadrature axis with the main field flux, that is the direct axis, or we call it as the D axis and the Q axis. These two fluxes are alternating at the supply frequency and are 90 degrees apart in the space quadrature. Each of these fluxes induces a rotational and a static EMFs in the armature. The RMS value of the rotational EMF caused by the main field is given as the same equation what is given by the DC induced EMF. DC induced EMF is given by phi Zn P by 60 A, but that is the average value of the DC. So when we talk about the RMS value becomes as 1 by root 2 of the DC value, and therefore you get the equation as the rotational induced EMF in the armature is 1 by root 2 times the phi Zn P by 60A. The nomenclature remains the same. Phi is the flux per pole, Z is the total number of conductors, N is the number of rotations in RPM, P is the number of poles, and A is total number of parallel paths. The magnitude of this EMF is maximum in coils of D axis and is 0 in coils under the brushes, hence commutation remains unaffected by this EMF. But the RMS value due to the transformer action at the brushes in the cross field is given by the transformer equation, which is equal to 4.44 kB, that is the winding factor, the frequency, flux in the armature and the number of poles. So we have given the nomenclature. NP is the total number of turns per parallel path, that is Z by 2A. Phi A is the armature cross flux proportional to the armature current. KB is the space factor. Though coil EMFs are in phase, their magnitude varies as cosine of the angle and the coil axis makes with the brush. Assuming the armature winding to be finely distributed, the space factor can be given as 2 by pi, and therefore the transformer EMF becomes as 2 root 2f phi and P. The ratio of the transformer EMF to the rotational EMF can be found out by just by dividing it, the two equations, and that comes out to be the Ns, the synchronous speed, divided by the N and the flux produced due to the armature cross flux, and phi is the field flux. So this is the basic nomenclature. Now here you can see the induced EMF in the universal motors. You can see the universal motor. You are giving the supply from the field and the armature is connected in series. The main current is the AC, therefore the flux will be also AC, and the torque produced will be pulsating one because it is the current into the flux. So both positive, the torque is positive, both negative, again the torque will be positive, and therefore there will be an average component, and over that there will be a superimposed second harmonic component which will be present. So the torque developed is pulsating in nature with an average value and a predominant second harmonic component. The average torque is given by omega t is equal to EA, the same equation what we use for DC motors. Now the equivalent circuit of the universal motor is given as the field winding impedance in series with the compensating winding impedance in series with the armature winding impedance and the armature where the EMF is being induced. So we can write the equation as VA is equal to, that is the terminal voltage of the armature can be given as EA is equal to IA ZA that is the armature winding drop, and the supply voltage along with the drop in the field and the compensating winding and the armature winding will be given as V1 is equal to EA, that is the back EMF being induced in the armature plus the armature current into the armature impedance, armature current into the compensating winding impedance, and armature current into the field winding impedance. The resistive drops will be in phase with the current and the reactive drops will be in quadrature with the resistive drop, and you can get the supply voltage V1 as the combination of the armature drop, the field drop and the compensating winding drop added to the armature voltage. You will get the supply voltage. And if you want to find out the supply voltage of only the armature, only the armature drop has to be considered along with the back EMF. Now this is the performance characteristics of the universal motor. Now you can see that the DC and AC characteristics, torque speed characteristics, this is the speed characteristics with respect to the torque. It is almost similar to the DC motor. That is, when it is started without any load, the speed will be very high, and as the load increases, the speed decreases tremendously. But due to the additional losses, there is some discrepancy between the AC characteristics and the DC characteristics. The current increases almost linearly with respect to torque. The speed torque characteristics has a typical series characteristic shape that we have already seen. The speed torque characteristics of DC operation would lie somewhat higher as shown dotted. This is because of the reactance voltage drops in the AC operation, so that and hence speed is lower for a given current and torque for the same amount of DC supply. The power factor of an AC operated series motor is rather poor because of the large series reactance, including the field and the armature reactance. So the characteristics, the operating characteristics of an AC series motor are similar to that of the DC motor. We can see the current variation, the power variation and the speed variation with respect to torque. It's self-starting and it has got a high starting torque, so we don't require a starting mechanism to start the AC series motor. It is a lightweight, besides it is compact, it's easy to control, it operates at high speed from 1500 to 15,000 RPM. We can use tapped coils, which makes the motor electromechanically or electronically better, but unfortunately it's typically very noisy acoustically and electromagnetically because of the commutator and brusher ring. The power factor is about 90% of the full load. At full load, its applications can be anywhere almost. You can find it in your home. The fractional horsepower AC series motor have high speed and corresponding small size and larger starting torque. Therefore, they can use to drive the sewing machines, electric traction, hoist, kitchen appliances, hair dryers, table fans, portable drills, food mixers, locomotives, hand tools, grinding mills, vacuum cleaner, electric shavers, and many more household applications. So today we have studied about the construction of the AC series motor, which is similar to the DC motor construction. Only thing is that we have added laminations to the stator field as well as the armature, so that the eddy current and hysteresis losses can be reduced, the core losses can be reduced. We studied about the AC motor operation, the EMFs induced in the AC motor, its equivalent circuit and phasor diagram, its performance characteristics and its application. Thank you.